Hey guys, I had to mulch around my nut trees. These are my hazelnuts. Now, the insects, these beetles, I think they're called Japanese beetles, I'm not sure, devastated the tree and wiped it out. But there's smaller ones growing out of the roots. This is a hazelnut tree and it'll spread little runners out. So fortunately, it did that. You're not supposed to let them run until the tree itself has established itself, but since the tree is gone, I'm going to let the runners grow. So I've mulched and heavily watered here. I'm going to fertilize this as well later on. One has been completely devastated from the heat and the insects. One has got some life at the roots. Another one, I don't know if it's going to have any life at all. The insects destroyed it entirely. And another one, the entire tree part is dead. And there's some life at the base from the roots. So we'll let these grow and see. Now, I'm not even sure. This leaf looks different than that leaf. This is certainly hazelnut. It's hairy. I'm not sure if that is or not, but I'm going to let things grow. It does feel spiky, but it looks like a different leaf. I have noticed that the hazelnuts do have a little bit different leaves sometimes. I don't think that's the same. That certainly is. But anyway, I've mulched and watered. Over here I put in some blueberries that I got on clearance. I've got 4 blueberries. I dug the hole down deeper than the plant, and then I added some topsoil and compost, and then I layered that as I filled it back up. And it was dust. The hole was just pure dust all the way down. It's absolutely bone dry in this soil, all the way down deep. So I watered them heavily, and I'm going to mulch them soon. My grapes are dead. I don't think they're coming back. They're gone. Total loss. It was a brutal winter which killed them off. And last year the insects ate the leaves off them. I think that's what killed them, actually. These little beetles come out here and they just wipe out everything. So those are gone. All my grapes. So anyway, the blueberries I've planted, and I'm going to mulch them heavily now before the sun destroys them and bakes on them too badly. And then I'm going to water them again. You can see I watered quite heavily last night. Hey guys, I'm mulching my fruit trees out here that I should have done last fall, but time flew. We were new here and a lot was going on. Anyway, I'm taking some of the aged compost and some of the fresh. I'm taking 2 scoops of aged and 1 scoop of fresh to fertilize the trees and help protect them. Actually, I'm seeing some earthworms here. I might grab my worm bin. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab my worm bin. I haven't found any worms all year. It's been so dry. I'm in the bottom of the compost pile and I'm finding some worms finally. I got about a dozen worms. And this is the not so aged chicken manure. 2 scoops of aged. 1 scoop of not as aged. I'm taking it off the top though because the elements have had their way with it. It actually looks pretty good. It really looks good, to be honest. 2 scoops of not so aged. Or good aged, I should say. 1 scoop of not so well aged. Mix it in a little bit. Thought I saw a worm. There's a worm. Worms are good for the trees too though, so any I miss will go there. I'm running out of aged stuff. I might only have enough for 3 trees and I've got 4 total to do. Let's see how it goes. That looks really good, actually. I'm not sure. That's a mixture. I'm not sure where that came from. Oh, I remember. That's why it looks so good. I had layered the fresher chicken poop with the aged compost, and I layered it, and now it's all blended in nicely. That's great. That's what that is. Oh, that's great. Very good stuff. Well, I think I might just have enough for 4. I might just make it. Now I'll go over and put that at the base of the tree, and then I'm also going to mulch on top of that. Melanie is doing her own thing here with that. Is a beautiful, really nicely done box she's making, and that is the altcoin mining rig shelf that I had inside the tiny house, which I'm not using at this time. I do hope to get mining again, but at this time Melanie is putting that to a better use and doing a very good job, I must say. Melanie.
And you don't have a wood anymore.
And I don't have wood anymore. Okay. And Michelle is watching? Are you helping your mom? Huh? Hello? People are looking at you. Okay, nothing to say today. Well, Melanie, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to get back to the gardening.
Okay.
I just came in for a drink. 90 degrees already. 11:30 in the morning. And it's not humid though, but I have to come in after every wheelbarrow load, or everything I do, everything I work for a few minutes, come in for a drink of water. Work for a few minutes, come in for a drink of water. It's pretty harsh out there right now. Hi guys. It was just 90 a few minutes ago. It's dropping. 86.5 degrees. Alright. And everybody keeps telling me my thermometer must be wrong, because it was 94 today, and let me go out and show you that I am quite sure my thermometer is right and why I think so. That is not in the sun, and actually I wish I had thought to record when it was 91, 92 still, and it was not in the sun. This is designed to be set in the middle of your yard. Actually, according to the instructions, the installation instructions, it's too close to the trees as it is. The idea is, everybody keeps telling me I got to put it under the shade or put it under the trees. This is meant to be outdoors in the open air to get an accurate measurement. It is shielded. Anybody that knows weather stations would know that already themselves, but that's shielded so that it can sit out in the middle of the property, and so that it can have accurate wind speed, wind direction, and humidity and temperature sensors. If you put it in the shade or under the trees, none of that will work at all. And of course, under the shade or in the trees is going to be more humid and cooler, which is definitely going to throw off your real accurate air temperature. As it is right now, where it sits will certainly throw off my humidity and wind speed and wind direction. But the temperature, it was 94 degrees out here, and I believe it. And that's also been confirmed by people coming from town visiting. So there it is. I mean, anybody that doesn't believe me, look up how a weather station should be mounted and where, and you'll see it should not be close to trees and not be in the shade. And definitely, I should have it farther away from objects like it is now anyway, and more out in the middle of the yard for more precise measurements. There you go, guys. It really works. Well, been sorting out the wood shop, cleaned off the bench, sorting my tools out, sorting my fasteners out. I'm getting it. I've got to get more pegs up and get a lot more stuff up on the shelves there. I have more tools and some boxes to put away. But I'm getting it back in shape. It was a mess because of winter, and I had to have any wood I wanted to have in here that I wanted to use had to be inside, so there's no room to move much. And this was, everything was covered in wood, but it was just rough. I didn't have a dry space to store wood, and if I wanted to work on any projects, of course, I had to stay in here. It would get damp. I took all the wood out, put it away in where it belongs for the summertime. I was able to clean this up. Now I gotta get out of here. It is hot, hot, hot. It's gotta be 100 degrees in here at least. So I'm done.